Hi guys, so today we're going to talk about manifesting our reality. This is a huge topic. I'm sure I'm going to do many videos on it, so stay tuned. I wanted to talk about something that I think really is a stumbling block for a lot of people when it comes to the law or belief that your thoughts create your reality completely. I know a lot of people say, well, we co-create, some things come into our space because other people are there and we've attracted them, so it's kind of like created adjacent, things like that. But I would actually, my beliefs and what I've seen very, very specifically, like I have really put this to the test, that literally everything from a glass of water falling over to huge relationship situations to literally anything you have created with your subconscious belief systems and your thought out belief systems. Now, what a lot of people have an issue with this is that they say, well, there's so many people, and if you can't control people, how does that actually work? Because I could straight up tell you I can decide to be in a relationship with anyone I want. Straight up. And they say, well, how does that work? Because you can't control that person. And that is true. That is absolutely true. I'm not here to say that you can't. Now, some people might say you'd be able to do that with dark energy, dark magic. That's a whole other thing. I believe if you believe you can actually do something, you can do it. But that's a whole other thing. I want to talk to you about something I have studied, but I've also, again, very much put into practice and have seen that it works. A lot of people have a hard time, again, with seeing how the universe could possibly have everyone creating the reality they want at the same time. It seems like a lot of fucking mathematics and a lot of really planned out things to the point of where everyone doesn't seem like they could really possibly have free will. That's a whole other subject, because we plan our soul paths and all that stuff, so you could say, yeah, you chose it, but you're not choosing it right now, blah blah. It's a whole other thing. I want to, in easiest terms, explain how I have come to see that the universe works so that we can actually all have our reality exactly how we've put it out and exactly how we've manifested it to a T. So, the theory that there's many realities has become quite a common belief system, to the point of where people are starting to say that it's fact. Some people. Which essentially is the theory that every possibility that could ever happen from every single choice is happening at the same time. So there's an infinite amount of realities. There's the reality where I'm a guy, and there's a reality where I'm married to Bruno Mars, and there's a reality where I have no legs, and there's a reality, and on and on and on. There's a reality that's exactly like this one, but I didn't say I was married to Bruno Mars, I said I was married to Daniel Radcliffe. Like, it's that many possibilities. So literally any possibility that you can possibly imagine. There's a possibility where there's fucking unicorns in the backyard. Yeah, any possibility. Infinite amount. So, from some things I've studied up on this theory, a lot of people, when they think of manifesting, they think of, I'm manifesting that thing so it's coming toward me. I do not believe that that is a correct visual of what is actually happening. So, because there's no such thing as time and space, you're either here or you're here or you're here. Like, you're not going in a direction, that's all a perception. Stick with me here. So it's kind of like a still shot and then another still shot, and our brains are processing it as time, but time and space doesn't actually exist. So what I've come to understand is that instead of something coming to you, you, by believing something, change your frequency so that you tune in to the reality that has that thing. For instance, say I wanted a car. So I believe that I can have a car. I put it out there to the universe. Now, I don't feel like I've shifted at all, but I've put my thoughts out there, which means I have now jumped into the reality or tuned in like a channel, like on a TV, if there's many channels, they're all coming in at once. We're just perceiving one. So I've changed the channel in my reality to believe that a car is coming to me. Changed it, hop over, and now I'm on the frequency of a car is coming to me. It's not here yet, but it's coming to me. So as I believe that, I keep turning the frequency, and this happens very quickly. Our brains translate it really quickly to the point where we can't, we don't see it. To the point of where in a few days, a week, a month, depending on how strongly my belief is, I jump to the reality where the car is actually in my space. Now, the reality, since there was no time and space, I had a reality where the car was in my space from day one. But I didn't personally tune into that reality because I believed there was a certain amount of time that it was going to have to get me to get to that reality. What a lot of people believe is on the fifth dimension is that when we are in a fifth dimensional reality, you can literally say, I want a car, and you jump to that reality, and it's very obvious. You just jump into it, and there you are. I'm married to this person, I'm doing this, and you basically can experience any reality you can imagine. So on the third dimension, we don't believe, and which is the only reason we don't see it, is we have not been told or trained to believe that we can go that fast. Any other dimensional being can do it, as far as I understand. So, that being said, on the front of a relationship, if you believe, now this is the problem, most people, if they really want a relationship, if they want it that badly, they're in resistance to not having it, which means you're not going to vibrate on having it, so you're not going to get it, which is why a lot of people don't have the relationships they want, or the car they want, or the house they want, or whatever. The people who tend to get what they want are the people who put it out there, or are positive enough to believe they can have it, so they get it. Even if they don't maybe believe they can get that exact thing, they may have an underlying belief that they can have what they want. They can be happy. A myriad of things. It could even be a subconscious belief about themselves. They could just have a healthy way of being with themselves. So then they vibrate into having that thing, or person, or whatever. So, I will give an example. Say there's a person that I wanted to be in a relationship with. As an example, we'll say Bruno Mars, because he's one of my favorite examples. I believe I can be with Bruno Mars. I don't actually, which is why I'm not with him. But just for now, I believe I can be with Bruno Mars. So my belief system can take me in one or two directions. If I don't believe I can be with him, I'm not. If I believe with him, I can be. So if I fully believe that I can be with him, I then jump to the reality, or maybe the subsequent realities before that to get to it. I might have to believe, I'd have to wait around, I have to meet him, I might have to go to a concert, whatever those belief systems are, because I genuinely cannot wrap my head around the fact that I could actually just jump to be in a relationship with him. So, I fully believe it. My vibration tuner changes, and I vibrate into the reality where I'm with Bruno Mars. Now, I have not controlled him at all. I have just tuned into the reality that I have chosen to experience. There is another reality where he is not with me. And he may be experiencing that in that reality, and he's experiencing that in that reality, blah, 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 blah. It's a bit hard to explain without quantum physics. Just go with me here. So I'm not controlling Bruno Mars. I'm controlling my reality, which I have now determined is with Bruno Mars. So Bruno Mars can have his reality that he's tuned into. The Queen of England can have her reality. The dog can have his reality. Everyone can have their reality exactly how they've manifested it without controlling anyone. Now, easier said than done. obviously, because you actually have to believe it's possible or be in enough flow to let it happen. Put it out there and just say, this is what I want, and then trust that the universe is going to work how it works. So, I hope that makes sense to everyone. If you have any questions, please comment down below. I hope this was clear. I genuinely believe that everything in your reality can be created to be the exact experience you want, because that makes sense. You're here on this planet to have the exact experience your soul wants to have for the greatest soul expansion. So with your thoughts, you actually create the life. It's like you're creating your own personal video game for your soul in the third dimension. So on that note, let's get manifesting. I hope that makes sense. Again, if you have any questions, comment down below. I think it's a pretty exciting theory slash truth. And I hope that clears up a lot for other people. When I think of it in my head, I'm like, well, that makes total sense. We're all creating our realities. No one's controlling each other. We're just creating our own reality. So, that's summing it up, I guess. So, my social media links are in the description below. If you'd like to subscribe or check out my Facebook page or whatever, please do. That's awesome. I post all the time on my Instagram and also on my Etsy site. I have a lot of items on there which you could possibly like. I hope you all have a wonderful day, night, whenever. It's currently 11 p.m. right now, so it's night here in Australia. But yes, have a wonderful time wherever you are. Namaste. Many blessings to you, and have a good day.